Hi, this is Wadio with Old People's Complaint Desk, bringing you another complaint. As we're studying the body's aches and pains and complaints right now. Now, I've gone through a couple of complaints so far with the body. One is the ears. Hearing issues, of course. How many of us old folks have perfect hearing? How many of us have hearing issues? How many of us are wearing hearing aids? Yes. Now, my hearing is in the trash can. Horrible. And we've seen, or if you've watched the video, you've understood that I contributed to that. Yes, I was in a rock and roll band. I had big amplifiers in the 60s. And thank God I went in acoustic in the 70s. And I was in the military, and I was exposed to a lot of cannons and machine guns. And then even before that, if I went skeet shooting, I didn't wear protectors, right? So you get in the story, factories and this work and that work, and next thing you know, year after year after year, and poof, here I am, a septuagenarian, and I can't hear worth the darn. Yes. My fault? Probably. To some degree. But because of all the mileage that I have in my ears, eventually what happens is, poof, it just gets worn out. I've also talked about my neuropathy, skin, the sensation of touch. That is feeling. I can touch? No, I can touch, but I don't really feel much because the neuropathy started in my feet a long time ago. And while friends of mine who are diabetics have neuropathy, I am not a diabetic, yet I have neuropathy. Who knows where that came from? So that means it feels like I'm wearing, if I can walk around barefoot, it feels like I have a hunk of leather glued to the sole of my foot. And I can touch things, and I really can't feel what it feels like because this lost the sense of touch, and this lost the sensation. So, right? Did I do that? Is it my fault? I don't think so. Probably just a little neurological stuff that happens after a while, because the neuropathy started to me when I was, in my 40s, late 40s, and continued on year after year after year and got much worse. And then here we are in the septuagenarian ages, and poof. Now, maybe it has something to do with being born and raised in New Jersey. Have you been to Newark Airport? And did you ever drive around Newark Airport? And if you did, you smelled New Jersey. Yes, a big chemical kind of a thing. Yeah, it's New Jersey. And I was raised in that. So who knows what I was drinking in my water. But I do know one day that I had an open wound and I went swimming and all these bad things got into my wound. This was freshwater swimming. You don't go freshwater swimming in New Jersey, especially if you have an open sore or something to that effect. Because then it gets just hundreds of times worse because it infects and it gets all these bad bacteria in it. So maybe it's accumulation of all that bad bacteria and chemicals and everything else that I was exposed to when I was a kid and growing up that has led to neuropathy. I don't know. And then again, neuropathy is a neurological thing. So maybe, right? But now we're going to talk about the eyes. The eyes have it. And there is a certain aspect of mileage when it comes to the eyes. I guess every time you turn your eyes from one direction to another and you're exercising your muscles back and forth and you're seeing and your iris is going in and out, you're doing something. So that's mileage. And after a while, the mileage, I understand, and it is fairly common among septuagenarians, is cataracts. Yes, cataracts. Who's had their cataract surgeries? Raise your hand. One down, one to go. Yes. But aside from cataracts, there's some other stuff that usually goes on too. And it seems to go on an awful lot with people who are older, and especially if they're diabetic, because they call it diabetic eye. But is it really a diabetic eye? I don't know. It's my eye, one of my eyes, and I'm not a diabetic. And that is known as, boom, macular degeneration. Yes. Now, I have macular degeneration, but Thank goodness it's wet macular degeneration, because with wet macular degeneration you can do something. With dry, I guess you can't. And what is macular degeneration? I don't really know. I guess the macula is degenerating. Over time, it degenerates more and more and more, because that's it, wear and tear on the body, I guess. But I don't know what part the macular is, but all I can tell you is that if I look at something, 99% of the time, I'm going to have a little blind spot, exactly what I'm looking at. So you know when they sit there and they throw a chart in front of you and they say, read the first 3 numbers or letters, I look at them, and exactly what I look at is kind of like a black hole, because the light bends towards it and goes this way, and whatever it is, what that letter is, I cannot see. If I move my vision up a little bit and try to catch it in the peripheral vision, oh, that's an A. Or is it an E? A small E or an A? A small A? I can't tell. It's hard to tell, because you have to catch it on the side. And that's not really easy to do in certain aspects. So you get a blind spot. To me, I call it a vortex, because the light is going down into the vortex. Now, the worse your macular degeneration, the bigger that vortex is, the bigger the blind spot is. So in other words, if I close my right eye and I tried to read my phone off of my left eye, even with or without glasses, it doesn't matter, because the blind spot follows exactly where I'm looking at. So here, I have a little piece of paper here, right, and it has words on it. So if I look at my left eye and I go ahead and have your experiences, there's a little circle right exactly where I'm looking, and that blots out the word. So if I can put 2 and 2 together real quick and my brain can rally, I can understand the word as experiences, because I didn't see the middle part, but I saw these 2 uns. I know what I wrote. But if I don't know, then it's a bit of a problem. So it's also a bit of a problem when you're looking at a car at about 100 meters away, and you look and you don't see the car. All you see is a little blind spot. Then you open your right eye so that your right eye can compensate and you can actually see something and you don't hit it. Good. Macular degeneration. So is it an aspect of age that got me that? Or is it the years of eating ice cream? I mean, I'm not a diabetic, but something in my body is acting like a diabetic in certain aspects of my body, in certain places. So we got the eye, I got the foot. I'll talk about the foot some other time. I got the neuropathy of a diabetic, so I'm not a diabetic. So I have to ascribe these aspects of the body to my age. It comes with the territory, okay? That's it. It comes with the territory. And yes, I will be getting my cataract surgeries, and they say I'll probably still have to wear glasses, because I had this thing where my eyes see double. Now, it was really good until about late 50s. I went to work, things got a little fuzzy once in a while, but it wasn't that bad. I didn't wear glasses. And all of a sudden, one day, I walk out of the office at work, I go to the parking lot, and I look at the telephone poles, and poof, there's 2 telephone poles where there only should be 1. And everywhere I look, there's double vision. No glasses. That happened just like that. But they tell me that it took a while to get that way. So, because each time my mind was compensating for the double vision by giving me 1 vision, all of a sudden my mind, after 50 some odd years, said, I've had enough of this stuff. I'm letting you see what you see without me having to interpolate. Okay, great. Boom, double vision. So I have to wear glasses that have a prism so that they can get pushed into one image. Now, they say that because I've been like this for more than 10 years, wearing glasses with double vision, I might not be able to get away without wearing glasses. So in other words, I'll still have to wear glasses, more than likely. But since I have one fake retina, I'm going to have another fake retina, and they're going to be calibrated to be able to see things at a regular distance, and I might need to wear reading glasses. Does that sound familiar to a lot of us? What I'm talking about in the cataract aspect? And some of us go, wow, I don't have to wear glasses again, because they get their both eyes done and their vision problems are cool because it's taken care of because of science. But they're still needing reading glasses because science can only do distance or close. Right? So, does that sound familiar? Yeah, I know. All right, so I've gone over 3 body complaints. That's wear and tear in the body, aches and pains. We put it under that section. The one body complaint is the skin and neuropathy. The second body complaint is the ears. The third body complaint is the eyes. We'll come into more body complaints as time goes by, but if you have such a complaint, let me know. I wonder if your experience is any different than mine. Is my experience any different than yours? Did you know this? Did you come to understand this amongst people of your age group, that this is pretty stock, standard fare? Or is this all new to you? I don't know. Let me know. Comments, all right? And then you can like stuff and like this, but a little bit better if you actually hit subscribe. And then if you want to know about when I come out with a sequel to the next complaint on the body for the wear and tear and et cetera, associated with our age of 70 plus, then hit notify and you'll get notified, all right? Now, disclaimers are all over the place, but I'm telling you, any of this stuff that happens with you, you do like I do. You go find a doc. And you talk to the doc and you talk to him about it and you figure out what he has to say and how he may be able to treat it. And when he finds out that he really can't do anything except, oh, right, the macular degeneration. You know what they can do to fix that? They have a medicine and they deliver the medicine into your eye. That's right. You look up after your eye's been numbed and they stick a needle in your eye and put a medicine in there. It works fairly decent. And you know what? No matter how crazy it may sound about getting a needle stuck in your eye, you actually get used to it. Yep, and if the doc has a soft touch, all the better. You get used to it. So that little spot I'm telling you about, that was the blind spot. The blind spot used to be there 24/7. Now it's kind of like getting better because of the medicine. The medicine the doc tried, it's a new kind. She went to the original, then she went to the new stuff, and woo, instead of getting a needle in my eye every 6 weeks, I'm now getting a needle in my eye every 9 weeks, and we're hoping to move that to 3 months. A 3-month interval. Yes. And what that does is it takes that blind spot in my left eye and it shrinks it to where it's almost completely gone. And I might actually be able to look at an eye chart and give you the first 3 letters. Yes. Happy voyaging, folks. Happy birthdays when the time comes. Enjoy your years. We're going to be doing more topics a little bit later on. Thank you and have a great week. I'll see you. Hi, this is Waynio with a disclaimer. The information that I'm providing is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, and treatment, nor as a substitute for professional mental health care or a substitute for accounting and tax preparation. These stories are my experiences. Go and have your experiences, and may they be guided by competent professional help. And I give public notice that all names are fictitious composites and I'm representing no one person, alive or otherwise. My intent here, as in all cases, is not to malign anyone or anything. Thank you.